And we're live. Hello, everyone, internet family. My name is Kevin, and I'll be your host for this episode of Ask Me Anything. This is the second one of these I've done, and I thought it was time for another one on this Good Sunday. And I'll wait for a moment to see who joins. And in the meantime, I'll speak into this wonderful mic that I'm so excited to deploy for the first time in a Facebook Live. Also, this beautiful camera. I'm so thankful for technology right now. So thankful for life and abundance. So grateful for my body and my health and all my relations. May they all be healthy, happy, and wise. What's up, Bruce? So yeah, anyone joining on here, say what up, where you tuning in from. This is going to be a fun little format and not a structured video. You know, a lot of my videos are very topical. There's a lot of riffage and a lot of inquiry, a lot of interviews and questions. And I really just coming here today to sit with you guys and gals. And anyone that's joining, you know, you can ask me literally anything and I'd be happy to answer your questions, be happy to drop in on any topic. And yeah, let's make some magic here, fam. I'm really happy to be stepping into a new level of content creation right now. I'm in the process of powering up to officially and righteously launch my podcast, which has been very exciting. Oh, thanks for that, Bruce. What's up, Michelle? You inspire me. Ali Shanti, namaste. Oh, I love you too, sister. Freedom Culture, what's up, Molly? This weekend has been amazing. Bruce is coming in from Essex. Stefan says, what's up? Hello, hello, hello. I love you guys. You guys make this possible. This is why I show up. All the people that send me messages, all the people that share my videos, that send good words, even the controversial words and comments, people that disagree, I appreciate you too. Because that's what this is about for me. This is about free expression of knowledge and information. This is about free expression of our thoughts and feelings. That's what I believe is the best way to use social media, the internet, is to get this open dialogue, this marketplace of ideas, this sacred place to express open and online. What's up is Christina. Hello, Esther. Hello, from Alabama. Noah, what's up, brother? Timothy, what's up, brother? Yeah, it's totally okay. Thanks for that. What's up, Christina? Yeah. So I'm just going to keep riffing until someone has a question or a topic of inquiry. I love to just have this be like a dialogue, a conversation. I do so many topic videos and I have so many rants and I have so many guests lately. Maybe that's something I could ask all of you, both for my Facebook live show, which I'm calling Re-Evolution, and for my podcast. I invite you to personally message me or tag someone in this video that you would like to see me interview. That's my first challenge. What's up, Rose from Down Under, from Australia? Santina, what's up from Spain? Hola. Anastasia, hello, hello. Yeah, I'm interested to see what kind of new people I can collaborate with and new people I can go deep into what's happening in the world. And Timothy, do you have some words of wisdom with all the events this week? Well, the first word of wisdom, and I must confess, is for me, don't watch the news. Watch it to a level that I need to be informed about my immediate surroundings and environment, but will I stay on a news channel and really soak up that fear and panic energy? No, I won't. And that's the same way I won't eat junk food and put, you know, garbage or trash into my body. I think mainstream media is great to stay informed, but beyond that, I would not consume it. That's just my take. Esther, I would love to see you listen with Jason Silva. Yes. If Jason Silva ever sees this video, if he's watching somehow, freaking love you, brother. And you are an inspiration. Jason Silva is one of my biggest inspirations, actually. So thank you for that, Esther. I've been very inspired by Jason Silva, and I take a lot from his style of just inspiration and riding the flow state. And I also am an action philosopher like him. So Molly Joe. So I feel like I'm stepping into a higher vibe yet again. Have you or anyone you know seen aura, colors in the air or on the ground? It's hard to explain, but seeing orbs, colors, lines, or spots, and it's not eye vision's issues. Yeah, Molly, what I can say about this, having had some experiences like this, is really releasing stories, releasing any mental stories of what that may mean. You know, in the psychiatric ward, they might say you're going crazy. I don't believe that. And on the far spiritual new age side, they might say you're having visions, you're going through Kundalini awakening or 5D ascension and all that. I would leave all the stories aside and really just lean into the direct experience of it and what it means to you. That's what I feel there. Stefan says, how about some channeler? How about some channeler? I assume you mean you want me to interview a channeler. I'm very open to that. Sometimes I feel like when I get hit with a lot of inspiration, a lot of charge in my articulation, I feel like I'm channeling, for whatever that's worth. I don't know if that's true. I don't know really what I feel about that, but I do believe there are altered states and flow states where a lot of, you know, information and knowledge can come through that's not something you read in a book or learned in school or your parents told you. So I'm very fascinated by the topic of channelers, and I love to learn more about that. Hello, everyone joining. What's up? This is a straight up AMA, Ask Me Anything. So get in that comment section. Where are you tuning in from? Question or comment. Molly Joe, yeah, crazy having dreams, visions, trying to figure it out. Yeah, Molly, I'd really invite you not to try to figure it out. What would happen if you just let them be what they are and maybe lightly journal or reflect on it, but not buying too much into a story about it? Aloha, Serena. What's up, Vanessa? Glad for y'all to be here. Stefan says, check out Creon. Yeah, I'd love for you to send that to me or link that to me. I'm not familiar with that. And I'd love to learn more. I'm a student. I'm an eternal student. That's really where I get off and I geek out about all this information that I love to share and talk about from my experience. And what I've picked up on my path is, man, I'm a student. I'm an eternal student. I think that's the best place to be. The best place to be. Serena, what is your weakest area of your life? The area that needs the most soul work? Excellent question. First thing that came up is holding commitments and boundaries of saying no. Actually, I think might be my weakest area, because I tend to be so mercurial. I'm a Virgo. I like to have many irons in the fire, and I'm learning the value of actually creating a fortress, holding the line, going all in on my creativity. Sean Jake, what's up? One more time, are you a shaman? I'm so curious where that question comes from, man. The answer is no. I am not a shaman. I'm a man. I'm an ordinary man, actually. That's all I'll say about that. Yeah, Molly, feel that. Noah, have you read the Hermetica? I have. I haven't read it cover to cover or like gone into that, but Hermetic knowledge and Hermetic philosophy is actually very near and dear to my heart. I love that stuff. Vanessa says, I'm a channeler. And yes, you are channeling. We all are. Question is what? What energy are you channeling? Fear, love, or compassion? I'm channeling curiosity, Vanessa. That's what I would say. Timothy says, but don't watch the news. Yeah, I get that. But with the assassinations and religious massacres, how, when I'm such an empath, do we get through it how do we get as a collective through this time? Sending it back to the earth and staying in love and in your personal practice, Timothy, you know, you get to choose whether you want to pick all that up. And we can still hold a presence of healing and evolution for all the people that are losing their lives and the travesties in the world, and all the more reason to carry the torch of the light and bring in the new, which is compassion and understanding for all human beings and all beings on this planet. And that's my guiding light, at least. Vanessa says, how do you process when you realize your parents say something hurtful that feels like their own wounds or projections? Reaching for compassion, but it still hurts to a degree. Yeah. Ram Dass said, if you think you're enlightened, go spend a weekend with your parents. And this is often where our core wounds are. And you nailed it. Really, for compassion embodied. You said reaching for compassion. I'd invite you to embody it instead. Have compassion for yourself, that little boy or girl inside of you. And then you can extend that to your parents, but not before. You can't reach out and fake compassion or come to compassion until you have it yourself, I would say. It's really important. Helped me do a lot of healing with my mom and dad. Love you, mom and dad. Serena, what are your goals for the next phase of your life? Top three. Top three off the top of the dome. Impact 1 million people in 2019. Produce a minimum of $111,000 in 2019. And number 3 is interview Jason Silva on my podcast. Boom. So it is. Serena, you're tossing some hot potatoes. Appreciate you, sister. Rose says, what do your tats mean to you, if I may ask? Yeah, so the ones on my forearms are the 4 elements. So fire, air, and then I got earth and water on my calves. So the four elements really make up the four aspects of being. And there actually is a fifth element. Many of you know the akasha, or the ether element, sound element. And yeah, I'm an earth sign, and I'm an earthy individual, although I also have a lot of star connection and spirit connection, whatever you want to call it. And I really go back to the elements always, every day. Fire, air, earth, water. Earth, my body; water, my blood; air, my breath; and fire, my spirit. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. Yeah, appreciate you, Timothy. Thanks for that question. There's something really interesting about where you get knowledge. That's something I've been thinking about a lot. Where do I get my knowledge? Is it from the earth? Is it from my stars? Is it from my experiences? Something interesting I'd invite y'all to think about. And yeah, Molly says you can't love anyone until you love yourself. It's so true. Yeah, I love Jason Silva too, Vanessa. Serena asked, are you vegan now? Thoughts surrounding that? I'm not. I was eating plant-based for a while this year, actually, but I've reincorporated fish, and I actually have done a little bit of collagen and bone broth as well. My body was craving it. I feel really strong. I feel really good with it. I think plant-based diets are very powerful, though, for cleansing, detoxification, and energy. And I believe that animals can be beneficial as well, as long as they're the highest sourced and they are coming from a place of reverence and respect for that body that you're taking into your body. So that's my take on that. And my partner, Hannah, would have a lot more to say because she's very plant-based. Dana says, do you have any suggestions for dealing with trauma? Yeah, 3. Ecstasis, catharsis, and communitas. Or said another way, bliss, ecstasy, release; catharsis, the release of the trauma; and community. Those are the 3 pillars of how I've experienced very powerful healing with trauma. So I just invite you to consider that. Yeah, what's up, Tim? Leo, fire sign, what's up? Where my Virgos at? Maj, 5-element Qigong, I love that stuff. Jiro and Torres, Arturo. Oh man, Arturo, old ATX homie. What's up, brother? Christy says, I'm an air element. What's your thought on people who are air signs? The air element's all about mental energy. It's very quick, widespread energy like the wind. And there's a lot of mental power there, a lot of mental perspective in the air element. And I love air signs. I'm a Libra, so I actually have a lot of air element in my chart. I love it. I love it. Bio-individuality. What a great phrase, brother. What a great phrase. Another heater. Best strategy for embodying true forgiveness and love versus approval. Comes up there, and this is one of my minds now. What am I wanting from others that I'm not giving to myself? That's ultimate forgiveness. What can I give myself that I've been seeking from others? I'd feel into that one. Noah, what are your fundamental assumptions? My most fundamental assumption, Noah, is that we're all connected and we all come from the same one source energy. That's a fundamental assumption that governs my mind, body, and spirit. And I think it's demonstrably true in nature and quantum physics and biology. This isn't woo-woo. We're all made of star stuff. We're all made of the same atoms taking different form. And you can take that supposition all the way up and down. Belinda, Libra, what's up? Molly, I've thought about going vegetarian with fish still because Jesus taught how to be fishers of men. So thinking that's the way we were meant to eat. Yeah, Molly, on that one, I'd invite you to think about that fishers of men and fishermen as allegory and metaphor. That's how I received the teachings of Jesus. I don't know if he actually meant eat fish. I choose to eat fish because it really works well with my body, and I'm living by the Pacific Ocean. So I want to eat locally and what's near me. So that's what's up. Dana, thank you for showing up. In the comments, could you write those 3 down later? I'll write them down for you right now. Ecstasis, catharsis, and communitas. These are very powerful words. Come from the Latin and the Greek. And I would invite you to look into those words. And shout out to Jamie Wheel. Went to a talk at Burning Man where he blew my mind on these topics. Serena says sex and relationships, monogamy or nah? Monogamy is the short answer for me. Esther, what are some of your personal recommended rituals to help you ground and get in your vibe back high after a rough day? Like, what is on your playlist and podcasts that you follow? Any other suggestions that you would work for you that you can share with us. Yeah, quick ones that come through: barefoot grounding, breath work, and meditation. Very simple stuff. Grounding my body into the earth itself. And as far as my playlists and podcasts, wow, go to YouTube right now, type in my name, Kevin Orosz, and go to my playlist. I have stacks upon stacks of everything you could want: activation, meditation, freestyle, sound healing. I have everything on there. So I would really appreciate that. Steph Gold, what's up, sister? I miss you. Serena, do you believe in God? Short answer, yes. Timothy says Jesus was a vegan. That's hilarious. Advice to call in coaching clients. It's a great question, Serena, because we're actually in that kind of relationship right now. Speak your truth and tell your story vulnerably. It's the fastest way to call in the people that are most meant to work with you, in my experience. Steph, your favorite spiritual teacher and book. First one that comes up is Osho. I think Osho is radical AF, and I really resonate with his power. And the best book from him is Meditation, the First and Last Freedom. Jasmine, do you believe in marriage? Short answer, traditional marriage, no. Short answer, spiritual marriage, yes. Yeah, Dana, what's up? Thanks for that. Clove Music Radio Station. Yeah, Molly, I've never heard of that, but I assume it's awesome. Yeah, I appreciate you, Esther. Timothy, Burning Man, did you do any alternative forms of mind play, and how? Not sure what you mean there. Well, I'm not sure what you're insinuating, but I engage in mind play all day. I love altered states. And do you plan for Burning Man? Yes, heavily. And I'm so grateful for Hannah, my partner, my beautiful queen, for doing a lot of that, because she loves to do it. You're a multi-master. Oh, I love you, Belinda. Wow, someone just subscribed to my YouTube. Love you. I really invite y'all to check out my YouTube. I'm going to a new level there, and you can find all my videos there. You don't have to go through the Facebook feed and all that BS. Again, it's just my name, Kevin Orosz, on YouTube. I think YouTube is the new university and the new school for humanity. Valerie, do you believe in Reiki healing? I assume you mean Reiki. Yes, not only do I believe in it, I've experienced it. So I think it's a very powerful form. Serena, do you freestyle every day? Yes. How can I up my confidence with that? Freestyle every day. Answered your own question. Love you. Christy, I'm currently helping a friend who has PTSD from the war in Afghanistan. He's become addicted to drugs. No doctor has been able to break his addiction. Any advice for me to relate to him? All right, this is pretty radical, but I want you to look up iboga and ibogaine. It's a very powerful plant medicine in West Africa. It has some of the highest efficacy, and there's not a lot of research, but it is out there. And there are ways to deeply reprogram the brain, nervous system, and spirit around PTSD and addiction. And so that's all I'll say about that. I invite you to do some research. Dana, see his reply. Yep. Drop the YouTube link, link that. All right. Timothy, love that. Drugs. Did you do any mind-altering drugs? And should one at Burning Man? You put me on the spot there, brother. Let's just say that I believe we should all be able to experiment with our consciousness in whatever way we choose. And whether that's at Burning Man or in the privacy of our own home. And I'll say that really I'm about altered states, not so much drugs. There's a lot of ways to alter your state beyond mind-altering drugs. So I'm posting a link to my YouTube channel right now. I invite y'all to subscribe. That's a great place to find all my music. If you watch my videos on Instagram and you're like, how does he get all this music? Or if you just want to see all my videos, it's all there. And I'm posting videos every day there. So yeah, that's what's up. Rocio, what's up? I love Latin and Greek, been studying philosophy for a while. A question from this new space of being: can this line of knowledge being to a greater extent mental order thoughts complement the heart? This is our new embodiment and wholeness. Well, the answer is yes, I think. I think when the heart and mind come into synchronization, we have a new kind of humanity. And this is the kind of humanity that was in the golden age that created all this philosophy. And we're finding our way back. We're just remembering. There's nothing new under the sun, says King Solomon. Ooh, I'm feeling it. Thanks, Noah, for subscribing. Appreciate you. In your opinion, can someone love too much? Short answer, no, if they're coming from a grounded, integral place. Short answer, yes, if they're coming from a neediness or any kind of codependency. There is such a thing as loving too much. So That's real. That's real. Christy, can you put that in a comment for me? Not sure what you're talking about, Christy. Would love to know though. Not sure what you're saying there. Dana, write that plant you just mentioned in the comments too, would you? Yeah, so this one's very controversial, and I'll just type the name there. I'll let you do the research. I'm not providing any medical advice. I'm not endorsing you to do any of this stuff. I'm inviting you to do the research yourself and look into it. Valerie, do you believe in ghosts, evil spirits that can possess people? I mean, belief may be the wrong word. I do believe there are forces that are against life. That's all I'll say. And as long as you are anchored in the truth and you're speaking from the highest center, your highest self, beings, and your own spirit that are of love, light, and the evolution of humanity, there's nothing to fear. Yeah, thanks for that, Chelsea. Belinda, unconditional love, that's what's up. Serena, just keep them coming. What has been your biggest hurdle thus far in life? It's a good one. My biggest hurdle thus far in life has been deprogramming the shame around my own body and sexuality. That's what I've been realizing. It's really been a core wound for me. And so thank you for asking that question. This is something I haven't even come out about yet. And I'm going to be making content about this, but I was raised Catholic and really took on a heavy programming around that, around celibacy and shame around my own body and sexuality as a man. And it caused me a lot of pain. And so that hurdle, the initial jump out of that was amazing. That's what triggered my awakening. And I'm called into that work. I'm doing that work every day now, and I'm really going deep into that. So thank you, sister. Noah, do you believe some people's higher selves are not from love and light? No, I don't. I believe every human being has a light and dark side. And that's just a divine, tapped in, loving side. And then there's an animal primal side that can be in the unconscious. So everyone is of the light if they're a human being. So there you go. Yeah, thanks for that, Jenny. Shame is not a great vibration, is it? It's actually very painful to stay in shame and stay in that kind of energy, you know? It's not a great way to be. And in fact, it's the lowest vibrational emotional state, in my opinion, and in many people's opinions. So Stacy, how can I resize? I feel drained. Well, you can do that on the most basic level by breathing more deeply. I feel regenerated. Noah was also raised Catholic. Respect, brother. Thanks for sharing that. Will you allow me to cut your hair next time? We're good. 100%. 100%. But can't cut the top knot, though. Just working with the sides and styling that. I'm really digging my hair the way it is. And so I'd like to keep it the same. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, everyone watching right now, first off, I love all of you. Thank you for being here with me, wherever you are in the world. If you're feeling a question or a comment, I just want to know where you're tuning in from. We got people from Australia, the UK, we got people from all over the US. I'm just curious where you guys are at. I'm going to stay live for about 50 minutes, I would say. So we're just getting warmed up here. I'm feeling good, feeling really in my body. I've been on a liquid nutrition diet today, lots of superfoods, lots of organic ingredients in my body. I feel really good, really, really good. Yeah, Belinda, that's what it's about. Buffalo, New York. That's what's up, Dana. NYC. Actually, not NYC, but just NY. Timothy's in NYC. That's what's up. I know, Serena, you're over there on the East Coast. We got those East Coasters. Omaha, Nebraska. Shout out. That's cool. You guys know that I actually was raised in Texas. It's pretty crazy, right? Valerie, sound is getting skippy. Is anyone else experiencing that? Am I coming through clearly? Can everyone hear me okay? Can you hear me now? Hopefully you can hear me all right. I don't know if it's on your end or my end, Valerie. Yeah, feeling a move coming for you. What's up from Atlanta, Mia? Thank you for being here. Maj, thank you, and love from Spain. It's late. Buenas noches in España. Chelsea from Colorado, what's up? Thanks for being here. Thanks so much for being here. Noah in Wisconsin, that's what's up. Sounds coming through a little glitchy. I'm so curious what that is. It's crazy. I'm paying for like the highest speed internet in San Diego and it still happens. It is skipping. Wow. Maybe Facebook can't handle this quality. It's just a lot of quality coming through here. So bear with me, fam. Hopefully it evens out here. Benedicte, if there was any theme you would avoid talking about, what would that be? First one that comes up, it's already come up on this video, and that's mass legalization of plant medicine. And I only avoid talking about that because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. And I also am very careful with what I'm representing and what I'm articulating. And I want to articulate the most powerful concepts. So that's that. It's cold on the East Coast. You can hear fine. It's better now. Great. Thanks for the feedback, y'all. Appreciate you. Yeah, and sometimes that frustrates me when the internet doesn't work. It's like, it's 2018. We have all this crazy stuff. We want to go to the moon and Mars and put people there, but we can't have lightning fast internet worldwide. I think it has something to do with greedy people, internet service provider companies. I don't believe it's technology anymore. It's just my take. What's up in Oregon, Elani? What's up, Bruce? Darcia from Alberta. Christy in North Carolina. Yes. Dana. Okay, we're sounding pretty good. Danielle, how do you manifest something I've been wanting for a while? Well, that's pretty simple as far as I see it. Set a clear time and date when you want it, identify the emotion behind it, and take daily inspired action. And on that note, I guess I'll put a plug here. If you're seeking to manifest something in your life, whether it's health, it's wealth, or relationships, I invite you to send me an email right now because I'm actually taking on one-on-one clients. I'm gonna put my email in the comments here. If you send me an email and put breakthrough in the subject line, I'll get back to you and I'll consider that an application because manifestation, we're in the time of manifestation right now. It's October. We are in harvest season. Everything you've been planting 2018, I invite you to go all in on it now. Go all in on your dreams now. Don't wait. That's what I've been receiving. Like with all the clients I'm working with now and with my own work, it's time, y'all. Ding, ding, it's time. Serena, who's your best teacher? Experience. Direct experience is my best teacher. Too much vibing. So I don't live in Hawaii. No, I live in San Diego. Danielle in the Philippines. What's up? I am vibing pretty high. High vibe Facebook problems. Hilarious. Yeah, OBs, what's up? Serena, if you could change something in the world, anything, what would it be? I would change myself even more and transform myself. Started to realize that trying to exchange the external world doesn't do much. I got to change the internal. Dana, I'm a Virgo Sun, Libra rising. Ryan, what's up from the UK, living in Thailand, about to make the leap in my coaching business after a painful 4-year dark night of the soul where I lost my health, business, investment, savings, even my daughter. Had my confidence smashed and need to get it back. Any advice? Yeah, brother. One step at a time. Go small. Go very small with your actions. Start small. It's an elephant. You got to eat it one bite at a time, brother. Steven, how does one truly begin their journey? Like, how do I know if it's time or if I'm doing it correctly? Yeah, that question is just like, do it now. Just start. Take one inspired action and see what that gets you to. And then take another one. And then take another one. Martin Luther King said, I don't need to see the whole staircase. I have enough faith to take a single step. That's it. What do you recommend during this Virgo retrograde? Ground, breathe, go back to the earth. That's all I got. I know that you shared vulnerability about your relationship struggles. What was your experience like? What did you learn about yourself and your relationship in doing so? Yeah, this summer when I uncoupled and went on my solo journey and went into a darkness and actually went offline, I learned a lot about myself and my inner resources. I'd say the number one thing I learned out of relationship and by myself was that the ways I was seeking love from my partner and from my tribe and from this platform on social media, I could actually give all back to myself, and I wasn't doing that. So I relearned that process. It's very valuable for me, very valuable. Noah says, know what you want, feel as though you already have it, match it vibrationally. Boom. That's what's up. Ellie, what's up, sister? Danielle, thank you for sending that. Speaking of relationships, what's your thought about twin flames? Super powerful, super hot topic right now, fam. Twin flames don't have to be a romantic partner is what I'll say. Look deeper. Baby steps the most important. Boom. Steven, awesome. Yeah, what's up, fam? 2 months left to live. What would you do? I would write down all my experiences and knowledge in a text and use all my resources to perfect that text. I would love my family. I would spend time with my family, my loved ones, my friends, and I'd make an epic last experience to the world and expression through book, through video, through truth telling. It's kind of what I'm already doing. I'm already kind of living like that, but I would go even harder. Thanks for that question, Benedicte. Very powerful question. Stacy, can you keep doing Ask Me Anythings? I can. This is only the second one I've ever done. Is anyone else feeling it? You want to hit the heart button? Is this fun for y'all? Is this fun for me? I'm having fun. I don't know if you guys are digging this. It's like we're having a conversation, right? Like a little room. It's kind of cool. Erika, great to see you, sister. Yeah, come get the replay. Who are you texting to? I'm not texting, actually. I'm liking comments, and I was like typing a few times. I'm not texting anyone. Yeah, Dana, thanks for that reflection. Well, fam, I'm gonna keep it rolling here, but I really love some juicy questions or comments, and I really want radical feedback, either something personal in your life that you're experiencing, or something that you really want to know about me or want to see more from me and call me up into. Invite me into that. I want to hear how I can serve better. So this is your invitation to do that. Serena says, recently I've been shifting things in my life, including people and real talk. I've had people fear me speaking about them, experiences with them online. How do I respond to that? How do you call in those who are comfortable with that lifestyle? Serena, you know this, sister. Like, as long as you're speaking from direct experience, you're not using names, and you're being respectful of people, I think you can really express whatever you want with discernment. However, if there are people straight up that are afraid or wanting you not to share their experiences online, and they've told you that directly, that there's a clearing that needs to happen there. There's a conversation to get permission and consent. This is about consent to share someone else's experience. But as long as you're talking about your own, go for it. Go for it. Come on now. Jordan and Ryan. Yeah, I love those brothers. Miss them. We should do an Ask Me Anything on Mystic. No, Timothy, the last moments on the planet, I would write a text, as in a book, a very powerful book. Danielle, how to step out of your fear of being a medium. Baby steps, daily practice, trusting the voice that is your highest self, your best self that wants to express. I think that's huge. Darcy, are you continuing with veganism? I'm not. I ate tuna yesterday. I ate some wild caught tuna yesterday. I'll return to veganism later. Actually, look forward to that. Hannah's actually my partner. She's bringing her content online, which I love so much, her own content. We're going to do some cleanses and some plant-based experiences together. So to that, you'll get to see me radically transform on. If you want to know more about your personal spiritual beliefs in depth, I'd send me a personal. I'd love to speak and work with you if you're into that. My spiritual beliefs are very much rooted in human direct experience. I'm not super woo-woo, although I love to read and riff about that stuff. I'm a very grounded individual, actually. Stacy, what are you truly doing? Great question, sister. I feel you. I am truly feeling the most momentum, the most love, and the most grounded I felt in this moment. Truly. And it's getting better in every day, in every way. Come on now. Chelsea, what about children? I'm going 7-year change right now. Maybe a talk about our children in the future. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Actually, I have to be a father. I'm intending to be a father. So that's a great video, Chelsea. I appreciate you. Vibing with that? Maybe like now, because that's a topic. Molly Joe. Yes. Rebuke that, frankly, but in doing so with a kind heart. Dropping some Bible verse on us. Timothy says, who would read that book? I don't know. Would you, Timothy? Benedicte, your relation to God. God is infinite source knowledge and infinite source wisdom for me. So my relationship to God is a direct one. No middlemen or women. Direct relationship with Great Spirit, with nature, with my own intuition. That's all I got to say about that. Serena already answered it. Yes, I want children. Belinda, Twin Flame Journey is a wild and powerful ride, but so enlightened with self-knowledge and learning self-love, empowering unconditional love and union. Yeah, I feel that. I feel like I'm on a path right now. Dana, say a little bit more about these intense political divided times in the USA and in the world, and how it's an impact, how not to have an effect on it psychically. So first off, check this out. Know that the media is not there only to inform you. It's there to divide and spread fear. And so really tune into where you're getting information, okay? Tune into where you're getting it, and how does it feel? Does it make you feel small and divided? If so, it's like junk food. No thanks. Bye. The political divide is like a toxin or illness coming to the surface to be purged. That's what I believe Me Too is. That's what I believe Black Lives Matter is. And that's what I believe this new stuff about the religious, Trump, conservative, dark stuff, like it's coming up to be purged and let go of. We don't need it anymore. And we actually can't carry it with us into the future. It's not serving. It's really not serving. It's really not. And as an empath, how to not have it affect you psychically? Ground. Do your practices, build your energy body, build your mental strength and fortitude, use discernment, eat clean, self-care. When your field and your flow and your health is so strong, that stuff's not going to affect you. And even the idea that it is affecting you is affecting you. Stacy, how do you get all your wisdom and knowledge? Direct experience. And I've read many books. I'll just say that. Like currently, I'm more into lectures, podcasts, but in my youth, especially in high school and college, I read a lot of books. There was a time when I was traveling where I read like 3 or 4 books a week because that's all I did. I just loved knowledge. So leaders are readers is what I'll say. Yep. What else we got? Adore you too, Timothy. Appreciate you. It's our last moment on earth. Who is it that you think will be here to read that book? I hope that the new generation of entrepreneurs, light workers, and leaders would read that book, the book that I'm theoretically writing if I had 2 months to live, that would light a flame, a blue flame of sacred warriorship and inspiration to shift this paradigm now for the next 7 generations. So it is. Feeling it, Dana. Feeling it. Appreciate you. Yes. Selective media watching. It's key. What's up? If y'all are feeling that. Here's a good one, Darcia, because this one's currently a hot topic on Mystic Misfit. Thoughts on vaccines. So I'll just give my personal take. I'll admit and be transparent. I'm not super educated on it. I haven't read all the articles, but what I have read and experienced and the parents I've talked to that seem very informed is that in parts of the world where there is a lot of disease and there's a lot of pathogens, it makes sense and it's very protective. However, if you are eating clean, if you are thinking clean, if you are feeling clean as a parent and you want to raise your child to be the healthiest possible, I would think twice about injecting industrial chemicals and disease into them. And that's all I'll say about that. Not saying you should or shouldn't, not giving advice. I'm just talking about myself. That's just for me. So take from that what you will. Nadine, what's up? What kind of offerings, future projects are you excited to share? So one I'm really excited to share, and I'll drop this one in the comments. This actually starts in a week, is I'm doing a 4-week epic deep dive program with my sister, Sydney Campos. This is a group activation coaching experience on transmuting sex, money, and power. And so we're calling in some powerful people to work with us on transmuting these root energies. And I have a link I'm going to drop right here. If you are that person that either has money blocks, shame blocks around your own body and pleasure, or you have blocks around your influence and like your attention in the world, we're going to do a deep dive of 4 group coaching calls as well as a private container to really bring that energy through so powerfully. And I'm stoked on this. This is going to be a next level activation. So if anyone watching this video now or later is really feeling that, I would invite you to sign up now and go all in. Go all in. It might be the best money you spend in Q4 of 2018. Seriously. Dana says she got really sick from a vaccine. Maybe you should tell that story. Serena, as a single woman who wishes to call in a partner of life but still has sexual desires, what guidance would you provide them? How do you feel about Tinder and other dating apps? Well, Serena, I mean, we've talked about this in our sessions a little bit, but I'll kind of reframe it. You know, getting really clear on what kind of partner you want, and then getting really clear on how you want to show up to that partnership first before getting on any of the dating apps. And there's a way on the dating apps, I would say. I've used Tinder and Bumble in the past. Don't use them anymore, obviously, but I once did. And I noticed that the kind of energy I put out in my profile, even the pictures and who I would talk to, really determined the quality of the partners and potential mates I would meet. So the more intentional, the better, is what I would say there. Benedicte, what would you sacrifice of your personal plans for being at service at large to the world as the highest priority for as many people as possible out in the field? It's a really good question. I'd sacrifice a lot. I mean, part of me wants to say I'd sacrifice my life if it meant I could impact that many people positively and be of highest service to this planet. But on a more practical level, because I do want to live and I want to live a long, happy, healthy life, I'm willing to sacrifice almost everything except for the blessings of technology, the blessings of my physical health, strength, and body, and the blessings of my core relationships. I'm not willing to sacrifice any of those. Everything else, it's possible. Belinda, do I use crystals? I'm not sure what you mean by use, but yes, me and my partner have a beautiful crystal collection, and I do love them. I've used orgonite before, using, you know, my hands, using energy, moving subtle energy with breath. I think it's really powerful. Dana's feeling it. Not sure what you're feeling, but we got a couple of links in here. I have a link to my YouTube channel. So that's one. I'd invite you to subscribe to that. If you really want to check out all my videos and get a whole library of information. I mean, I just toss up so much knowledge on there. So that's one. And two, there's a link to the 4-week program I'm launching on November 5th. So very soon. There's limited spots available. I'd invite you to click that link and apply right now if you're all in on transmuting the lower blocks to your pleasure, prosperity, and your power, straight up. That's a group coaching experience. Karen, I really appreciate your fresh approach to life and you're not motivated by the industrial dollar. Thank you, Karen. You just have a message and a way of thinking that more people need to experience. Appreciate you so much for saying that. It's comments and messages like that when you guys and gals send that really inspire me to keep going. Even when I have a tough day, and I do. I have days where I don't want to show up. I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to do the work because I'm struggling. And those are the days I dig deep. And I do more practice. I do more prayer. And I show up anyway. Because this is like a secret to life I've been realizing. Showing up is 80% of the work. 20% is the genius, talent, and skill. 80% is showing up with a big heart that's open to experience. It takes courage to show up again and again. And so, wow, we got to show up. Douglas, what's your educational background? This is a fun one. Thanks for that one, Douglas. It's a very 3D question. Well, I graduated high school, top of my class. I was actually number 13 out of my class of like 600 something. It's a little fun fact about me. I was a mega nerd. And I graduated with a bachelor's degree in psychology and a minor in philosophy. I was on track and applying to PhD programs in evolutionary and social psychology when I started to have my awakening and found yoga and meditation and really went into suffering and activating my gifts. And that's when I left my home state of Texas and started the grand journey I'm on now. What a great question, brother. Appreciate you. Did you provide that link? I did. You just scroll up a little bit, you find it. Yeah, if you're feeling it, I invite you to apply now, sis. It's there. We're taking the souls that go into that program, deep dive. That's going to unlayer a lot of the shame, blame, and guilt around money and sex, which is your livelihood. We're all making money. We have to. We get to in this paradigm. And we all have a sexual desire and animal nature. And so if you're at odds with either of those energy sources, which sum up to your power, you're going to experience life in a very difficult way. And so that's what we're going all in on. Yeah. Love you, Serena. Appreciate you. And thank you. Ricky, my friend's projecting his emotional baggage on her. What advice can you give her, please? I found your video last night and feel this is why. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Yeah, the emotional baggage can be blocked and transmuted with powerful communication agreements and a choice to stand in sovereignty in a relationship and take that shit on and let them know that this is not mine to carry, and coming with love, but also with, boundaries, that you're not going to take this stuff on. And that might require a mediator. That might require, a coach, a mentor, a loved one to help that situation. That's been my experience. So that's what's up. Molly, appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate you. For reals. Stacy, is it okay that I still kind of live in the past? I hold on to everything. It's okay. But is it optimal is what I'd ask you. Is it optimal to live like that? Is it optimal? It's a deep question, deep inquiry. Benedicte, how can we, as your viewers, be at best service for your personal growth? Something I would like. Wow. Well, the best way to help me grow and help you grow and help me help you grow is to be radically honest with me, fully transparent. And the other direct ask I will make, because I know a lot of people are on the fence. You feel the energy when I'm speaking. You feel the energy when my guests on the show are speaking. You feel the energy when anyone online is speaking truth and power. And you want transformation. You're seeking it. But you tell a story that you can't have it for a number of reasons, right? I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. Well, what if I did this? What would people think? Take the leap. Take the leap. There's multiple opportunities to take the leap in the comments of this video. I've put my direct email. If you email me with the subject line breakthrough, we can talk. I have room right now for one-on-one clients, and this is a potent container only for the hardcore committed. I also have a link to the online coaching program I'm launching in about a week, November 5th, manifesting sex, money, and power transmutation and transformation. It's called Mastering Magnetism. You can scroll up to find that one. That's how you can support me. And that's how I can support you in a big way too. Wow, what's your perspective, brother, about AI and people's amazement, says Rocio. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. Been thinking about colonization of the Americas and how AI on the world, how can we live with balance with this, not enabling it too much in our lives, the soulless wave? This is a very deep question. This is a whole video. And we're on an AI right now, the Facebook algorithms and AI. And I really want to invite you to see that the AI is evolving with us, artificial intelligence. And this comes also from the colonial mindset. The only way we're going to defeat it and become more human instead of less human is to stand in truth and love, to have the fire of compassion. Takes no bullshit, but it's compassion. It's coming from love, even if it goes to war. And insight, the power of insight, real discernment and real truth, which can only come from within. If you're taking it from the external, you can get colonized. So that's a big one. It's a big one. Thank you, Ricky, for being here. Dana, I have a loaded Scorpio Taurus axis. I'll definitely look into it. I'm really glad I tuned in and heard that. Yeah, send me a personal message, Dana, if you want more information. But the link's in here, and you can just directly sign up, and you'll be in. And again, there's limited spots, and there's only a week till we start the program. So if you're in and you're a funk yes, dive. Serena, we'll be doing the bungee jumping trip again. Not sure. That one's up in the air. My guess is that no for now. There's a lot of big things. Mystic Misfit's going abroad. If you follow my work with Mystic Misfit, we're going abroad. We're going to Costa Rica in the spring for Superhero Mastermind and Envision Festival. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a big reveal. Stacy, would love to talk to you in person or chat more. Yeah, let's hop on a call, Stacy. I would love to do a 20-minute activation laser coaching session with you. My email is here. Send me a personal message on here if you're feeling it. Goes for anyone watching, now or later. Thank you, Belinda. Ryan, what's your opinion on alcohol and weed while trying to stay positive and live a happy life? Will it help, hinder, or a little of both? Well, you kind of nailed it. Living a happy life, all things in moderation. All things in moderation. If you can use those plants, and maybe even medicines, if you really use them intentionally, although I don't know about alcohol so much. I know the leaf, the herb can be a medicine. You have to do it with intention and with an understanding of how it works and how it affects you personally. So that one's really personal. for every person. I can't really answer that one, but I'd invite you to see what it's doing for you. What are you getting from it? That's the place to start. That's the place to start. Douglas, have you written any books or do you recommend any reading? I've written an ebook. I have a free ebook, which you can actually download if you go to my site, divinemasculine.live. It's a very short ebook. That's like, I mean, I've written a lot. I've written like a full book's worth. I just haven't compiled and released it. So this is a good moment to ask the fam here, if you know anyone that is a genius at copywriting and editing and putting together text and a book, that style, whether it's self-published or publisher, if you know that person, I would really appreciate it if you could connect them to me, because I am on the horizon going to be both releasing more free books and releasing higher level, like paid kind of texts. So it's a great question, Douglas. I appreciate that. As for recommending books, yeah, lately I've just been really deep in philosophy. Osho, his books are really simple, really deep. I would recommend Jordan Peterson, especially for men out there. I think he's speaking to a very clear strain in masculinity that is not being spoken about a lot. Also very intellectual. Carl Jung. Carl Jung changed my life. Carl Jung has set me in many ways on the path I'm on right now. So that's a big one. Those are the three that come up for now. Dana, when you say send an email, so you mean a Facebook message on Messenger? Yeah, just send me a Facebook message, Dana, and we can talk. Send me a Facebook message right now. I invite you to. Let's do it. Let's do it. Timothy subscribed. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Jilly, I have someone that I'd love to link you up with. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Appreciate that. Any support is appreciated. I'm stepping into a new level. So the more I can receive the allies that can help me manifest those dreams, the better. As for my free ebook, I'm going to put the link in the comments here. You can download it. If you put your email into this page, you'll get my ebook. It's very simple. It's literally like the 7 simplest groups of techniques to live in mind-body mastery. Very simple stuff, but very powerful. Benedicte, do you hang out with old people closer to 80? I do from time to time. Actually, I love elders. Elders are very wise, and I really appreciate the wisdom that they have to share. And I love hearing their stories. I love hearing their stories. I'm a story keeper and storyteller, obviously. So I listen to that a lot. I listen to that a lot. Yeah, Dana, I know an editor. She's amazing. She edits all Jeff Brown's work. Her name's Amy Gallagher. Link me up, sister. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Steven, how do you balance masculine and feminine energy? I'm a pretty dominant type of guy. Infantry for 8.5 years. One of my biggest, first off, thank you for your service, brother. One of my biggest issues is trying to find someone to resonate with that can show me or tell me the best ways to balance those things. Steven, that's a powerful question, man. I really appreciate you sharing that, because this is the kind of energy I want to work with and I'm being called to. I might be your guy. If you're resonating with what I'm talking about, send me a message. Let's hop on a call, man. I'd love to go through it. For me, the most powerful pieces are getting in touch with your emotions and your feelings while still staying strong and masculine. And there is a way to balance that. It's a lot through the body. It's not going to happen up here. It's going to happen down here and in the body itself. So that's it. That's it. Well, fam, this has been fun. Coming up on my 50-minute container. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you. I see you. Thank you for supporting me. Tag someone who wants to get in on this video. If there's some bombs in here they want to hear, and or share it to your tribe if you really vibed with it. I'll see you guys next time. Got a packed week of content coming up this week.